The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 6th day of September 2023. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the daily hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, you know what? Actually, I have a call to make. I have a couple of calls to make. I forgot to do this, so let's see if I can make one live on the show right now. So how do I... Give me a second, folks. I forgot to wish my Summersfield niece and nephew a happy first day at school. So we're going to do that live today. How bad of an uncle am I?
Hello.
Hey, you're live on the show. Has my niece gone to experience her first day at school yet?
She is actually on her way now. We are in the car.
Hi, Nye.
She's there.
Well, Uncle just wants to wish you a first day, a great first day, and a great school year, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You're gonna ask some questions, and you're gonna get those good grades, right? All right, Uncle's gonna call you tonight and ask you how your first day of school went, okay?
It's not working.
What'd she
You
say?
heard her?
What'd she say?
She said her phone's not working.
Oh,
But he can call you on mom's phone.
okay. I'll call you on Mama's phone. Okay. You have a good day. All right.
All right.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. All right. So that's one call. Now we got to call my nephew Maddox. So hold on, folks. I'm sorry. I just remembered as we came on, because yesterday, Sherry, who didn't show up to work today, said, "Oh, Jamal, it's first day of school," and we did it like that. So let's call Maddox. Oh, Maddox ain't there. So what we'll do, we'll send a voice note. Maddox, there's Uncle Jamal. We're just calling to. Oh no, he's calling back. Hold on. What'd I do? Okay, here we go. We're live, folks. We're live. We're calling nephew Maddox. Hello, is this Maddox?
Yeah.
Morning. Are you on your way to school?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everyone's saying just wants to call and wish you a great first day and a great school year.
Thank you. What year are you going into? P3.
P3 already?
You are no longer you're a big kid now, right?
Wow. Well,
Big kids.
does that mean he gets homework now?
I barely get homework.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. Well,
I don't know. I feel like Summersfield and the homework is a little different.
It's a little.
Homework in their is reading a book.
Okay, so we're gonna be reading some bigger books.
Yeah, chapter books.
Chapter books. All right, you excited about your first day?
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Everybody over here says happy first day of school, Maddox, and we'll be checking to make sure you had a great first day. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. Talk soon. Mama Sanch, please don't cry.
I cry every year. I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh my goodness, he's like 10 times bigger.
Yeah, his growing. She's gonna cry right now, everybody. She's gonna cry right now. That's why you don't want to do video. We'll talk to you soon, Sandra. See ya.
Wonderful day, everyone.
You too. All right, so we got our calls on the way, folks. I'm sorry, I just thought of it. So great first day to the Summersfield children. We're talking about education today, so don't go anywhere. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Empress Renee. Honestly, folks, I spoke to her before the show. Her energy, man. You all think I'm grumpy. I think she's the person who changes my energy. She had some good energy, man. Like I was telling Maya, I said, Maya, she has some good energy. So looking forward to the conversation with her. We're going to be discussing how she helps entrepreneurs through what she does. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Get your questions. Get ready to engage. The Daily plays music today. Obviously, Sandra's doing first day of school duty, so she's not here. Sherry ditched me. She said, she can only take one day of me every couple of weeks now. And then Maya's like, nah, bro, I only got time for the news today. So it's just me. Oh, Larry, yeah, he's getting ready for his first day. His son starts first day of school ever next week, right? So he's saving his tears for next week, folks. So yeah, that's what's happening with everybody. So it's you and I. And when it's you and I, one of you wins a prize from the Daily Play. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us go beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's just put the question. Oh, it's Nana Pam's birthday. Happy birthday to Nana Pam. Look, where's the birthday song? Where's the birthday song? Let's get the birthday song going. Come on. Happy 21st birthday to Nana Pam. Happy birthday. Karen Simmons says, happy first day to your niece and nephew, and happy birthday to Nana Pamela Wade. Robin Patrice Bradshaw says, happy first day of school. And thank you, Ebony Souza. She says she loves the shirt. Yeah, I know Hawaiian theme today. I'm going out for a couple meetings today, and I want to make them think I'm, in a happy Hawaiian mood. Traveling Trotty says, happy birthday, Pam. So look, let's just jump right to the question. Before we get into it, remember what we were discussing yesterday? We were discussing about people wearing shoes in the house, right? And we had quite a few responses. So that's not it. Let's go to. So on the Daily Hour stories, we asked, do you wear shoes inside your house? And 64% of the people said no, which was interesting because coming up in Bermuda, I thought most people wore shoes inside. So that was the response. But today, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet yesterday, but or ax, what do they call them? Axters, or has it changed? Well, anyway, tweet. But I tweeted, basically, I said, if a majority of parents and guardians are willing to struggle to put their children through private school, it's likely a sign of how bad a government you have. And let me just be very clear. Let me be very clear with what I'm about to say. I absolutely have no issue, none whatsoever, with people putting children in private school. It would be hypocritical of me to sit here and say I have an issue with people putting their children in private school. I just got off the phone from 2 children I support going to Summersfield Academy. So I have no issue with it. I think if you go back to Sir John Swan when he came on this show, and he said Bermuda's very unique. We're the only place in the world where we have more children in private schools than in public. That's what's concerning. This has nothing to do with, we have less children. The concerning thing is public education you're paying for already. But because you don't trust your government, call it what it is. Because you don't trust your government, you're willing, and many people are willing to struggle to keep their children out of that said system. So the question of the morning, what's the solution to get students back into the public education school system? What's the solution to get students back into the public education system? Shanna Smith says, September has some awesome people. Happy birthday. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. December was a month of love, I tell you. And Nana Pam obviously agrees. Yeah, so what are your thoughts? I mean, what's the solution to get students back into the public education system? I stand by what I said yesterday. I think it comes down to, if you want to measure how good or bad a government is, look at something like this. Here's the sad thing. I guarantee you, many of the people who are sending their children to private institutions will still vote for a government that has an education system they don't trust enough to allow their children to go to. It's that simple. Sean DeShield says the quality of public school teaching and learning must be improved before this happens. You know what, Sean? I love you, brother. But if the teaching in public education schools so bad, why are private institutions and IB ripping them up? Why are they ripping them from the system? Why are they taking them? If it's down to the teaching, then why are so many being taken from the system and going elsewhere and actually having some sort of success? I think this is bigger than the actual teaching. I think this actually is a lack of trust in government. I do. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make it political, but it is what it is. Folks, think about it. These folks, people are literally asking, so what's the latest with the school reform? Like people, then you have people that are saying, oh, you know what's going to happen. Once they call the election, they're going to say this, that, and the other, and people are going to buy it. Folks, how can you vote for a people who are overseeing a system you don't trust? I don't get it. We need to figure out how to get our students back into public education. We need to figure that out. Ebony Souza says, build back our confidence by offering a comparable and compatible education to non-public institutions. Is that the issue, Ebony? Let me be clear. I don't agree with either. The Montessori way is probably the one that I actually like the most, but I don't want to go too deep on it. But I just think Eurocentric education hasn't been beneficial for Black children. In particular, I think Eurocentric education has prepared us to be employees. It has taught us to be status quo. It has taught us to go to school, get a job. It hasn't given us the ideals of the Marcus Garvey's about building communities and so on. So we never want to go that deep because many of us are complicit in the current system. But I just don't think, whether it's private or public, I don't think the two systems differ much. Again, outside of Montessori, which is just a different kind of teaching. But that's just my personal opinion. You're welcome to disagree, which you likely will. Folks, what's the solution to get students back into the public school system? Nicole Walker says the education system is very unstable. I don't understand the constant chopping and changing. Kids need consistency. Yeah, I don't disagree. Traveling Trotty says there's a cultural difference between public and private schools, which attracts parents to put their children in private schools, as one example. I think I'm going to assume here, Trotty, like when you say cultural difference, in public school, you can get every and any kind of child. In private school, you're going to have different children. You're going to have people who obviously can afford to be there, no sweat off their back. Then you'll have, some struggling people like myself, right? But also, you're not just going to have every and any child, which I think you're saying that's a cultural difference. Sean DeShield says the public school system is currently dysfunctional unless there's comprehensive reform. Parents will most likely opt for private schools. I think that's what we're facing, Brother Sean. I think that's exactly what we're facing. Again, personally, from the outside looking in, I don't see much difference in terms of overall education between private and public. outside of Montessori, I don't see much difference. I think it's all Eurocentric education. I think the pipeline to train children, not educate children. What I mean by that is, you know, education is freedom. School is training. And I think we're training children to go to school, get a job, and work your ass off until you're dead. Like that to me is what we do. I don't think we're educating children to be free, to figure out life themselves, to build for themselves, to create for themselves, to build their communities. That's what I'd like to see. I don't see the difference between public and private in that respect. Yes, in some private, I know people will say, well, if you went such and such school, if you don't become a lawyer or a doctor, you're a failure. Like I've legit heard that stuff from parents whose children went to certain institutions. But we have an issue. I mean, at the end of the day, taxpayers, if you're a taxpayer, you pay for education already. Public school, that's your money. When you put your child in a private institution, you're paying double for your child's education. Again, I say this respectfully as someone who does it. I have no issue because it's actually none of my business. I have no issue with where people put their children. My issue is that I think we're doing it out of desperation because we don't trust the system that our government has in place. We don't trust the system that our government is trying to change. And we just don't trust our government to get education right. The solution to it, you all think I'm joking, but I tell you what, anyone who has their child in a private institution, if you go and you vote for the same government who's basically giving you no option but to put your children into a private institution, that's on you. That's on you. Let's go back to the comments. Charles H. Jeffs II, is that getting them back into the public school system possible? Maybe the government should be focused on making the experience of the next generation of students and parents optimal. Yeah, I think the goal should be getting them back into the public education system. I think, but for me, the public education system needs to change. And I don't mean changing to be like the private system. I think, again, they're not much different. I'm going to keep saying that. Education needs an overhaul. I know many people don't think or see the things the way I do, but education needs an overhaul. We need to stop training children and we need to start educating children. We must. Everyone talks about tech this, tech that, tech produce this, tech produce that. Yeah, well, we have enough minds and intelligence to do the same today. We do. Sam Cat Place says, Jamal, you hit the nail. Other teachers are going elsewhere in the private system and finding success because of that. Government needs to sort it out. If I could, I would send mine private. Sad state. Yeah. Larry Marshall Jr. says ministry needs to back teachers and clear standard regarding discipline issues need to be set. This holds teacher, parent, and child accountable. Let's touch on that a bit. Because we always give the educators a lot of they a tough time, right? But do they get the support that's needed? Are they getting the support that's needed? Ask yourself that. We've got our guest chiming in. Yes. Empress Renee says, my opinion is that the socio-emotional component is the answer. While schooling is a business. Oh, now see, this is what I was saying about training and education. See, I tell you, like high energy. Says there's too much focus on business, not enough on humanity, compassion, consistency, guidance, including discipline. Foundation is everything, every time. See, folks, what did I just say? I said, we're sending our children to school to be trained, not educated. Education means creating and building our communities. We're going to have fun with her today. But I'm real, like I'm being serious. Like just, someone said to me the other day, I had never thought of it like that. Folks, I'm going to tell you, after every show, I used to say to the TDH crew, and I say it to myself all the time, if we're not leaving this show every day feeling like, man, I would have never thought of this that way, then we have failed at our job. We have to critically think. It's not as easy and simple as thinking that there's a big difference between private and public outside of the monies and the space. Why is it we don't have more educators speaking about changing the curriculum and education and moving away from Eurocentric towards Afrocentric education? Why don't we do that? Why? And this is no disrespect to teachers, but because you too have received training and Eurocentric education. So you're only going to teach what you've been taught. We have got to do things differently. Our children learning how to build community, create community. I don't know. Misha Fabulous says, the feedback I get from public school teachers points to the administration. I'm curious to see what viewers think would build trust for them. A new government, Mr. Fabler. A new government. I'll save some for you tomorrow. What's the solution to get students back into the public education school system? Sean DeShield says, unfortunately, Jamal, there's a significant difference between public and private school curriculums, expectations, GCSE success rates. I don't think that's the point I'm making, Sean. I think the point is, as Empress Renee said, again, that's still the same to me. It's the overall goal is still the same. Go to school, get training, come out, you work for somebody until you're dead. It's the same end result, right? Yeah, it's different levels to it. We're not denying that. There's different levels to it. But, Eugene Johnson and Quentin Sherlock talked about this for years. We cannot get away from understanding that it's all one system. We don't think like that. We're not wired to think like that. Ebony Souza says parents are a big miss in the public education system. You mean like PTA meetings and stuff, Ebony? What? Or like, no, help me understand that a bit more. Charles H. Daffis responds to Misha Fabula says, I think the recent debacle in the East End doesn't bode well for people to have faith in the system and forces them to look for alternatives. Making logical, informed decisions is a start. Traveling Trotty says there is no significant difference between private and public school curriculum. And that's my point. Again, yeah, Warwick Academy, Salters Beach, they may do GCSEs, they may do like the that additional IB year. What is it? International Baccalaureate or something like that. Whatever, I can't pronounce certain words. But they may do that stuff. But the overall goal doesn't differ. I tell you. And I'm gonna credit Bermuda College because people for years have been saying, oh, well, there's no tax not here and tax not there. And all this time, well, you could go to Bermuda College and do these courses that were kind of offered there. It's just not a high school technical institution. I was always told if you can work with your hands, you'll always have an opportunity to make a living for yourself, right? I'm a firm believer, folks. I am a firm believer that if you can build community, you can build a life. Because without the community, it's going to be hard to be successful in whatever you do. I think in order to get education right, to get children back into the public education system, we have to take a holistic community approach. What does that look like? I don't think it'll happen in my lifetime. And I expect to be around at least another 50 years annoying you all. But I don't know if we're willing to take the risk of educating children over training children. I don't know if we have it in us. I just don't know. Ebony Souza, when she said parents are a big miss in the public education system, she says PTAs, correspondence with teachers, school events, and fundraisers. Man, bless my mama, but man, I used to be so mad when she'd show up to this PTA meetings because I know there's teachers that had nothing nice to say about me. They'd be like, oh, Jamal is very talkative in the back of the class and da da da. I'm still talkative today. I'm just in the front of the class doing it because you all weren't hearing me when I was in the back. Now maybe you will listen to me or not. Anyway, I'm got issues. Don't worry about me. Um, let's go. Traveling Trotty says, Ebony Souza, yes, more parental involvement in public schools would be beneficial to all. Folks, I think this has been an awesome conversation. I think we have solutions. We have solutions. I think we need to, public education is a foundation for our community and our island. If we can't get that right, how will we do in other areas? How can we trust we'll get healthcare right? How can we trust we'll get the economy right? Everything starts with education. Everything. Let's use healthcare. We talked about it yesterday, right? Quite a few people hit me up after the show and they said, you know what, Jamal? I would have never ever considered that me wearing my shoes that I've had on all day, walked all around, let's say at Cotton Match, walking through my house, could create so much sickness and germs inside. I didn't think of that. Many of us don't. But let's say part of education was learning those things. Part of education was educating us to a point where, you know what, we learn up and want to, have an environmental company to ensure that we have a cleaner place to live. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Karen Simmons says parental involvement is required at both public and private schools, but the difference is the expectations and allowing parents to attend by employers is lacking. Folks, you've got to bring my applause to you and for the Daily Hour news break. Excuse me, sorry. But if you've appreciated this discussion this morning, if you think that we can find a way to make public education top of mind, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Again, happy birthday out there to Nana Pam. Happy first day of school to my niece Nyla, my nephew Maddox, and all of the teachers that are heading back. We haven't shown any love to you. Every last one of you, despite what people say, you are appreciated. Let's bring Maya in for Daily Hour News Break.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, MP. How you doing?
Good, good. I enjoy these type of conversations, so just listening.
What I'm sorry. I know you've said this to me before, but what high school did you go? Cedar Bridge or Berkeley? I know you told me, but I want to say Cedar Bridge. Yeah, Bridge.
Yes, for CBA all the way.
Just checking. All right, Cedar Bridge. I just want to make sure we just got that same energy because in the audience, Barkley runs things in the audience, so we can't.
They run it, but I'm telling you, and I have a story about Barkley too.
Yeah. No, hey, look, they'll come and whoop us. They'll see us on the street. So what you said about Girl House and Greenhouse? I didn't say nothing. Yeah. So what are your thoughts? The question's kind of strange. I'm gonna be honest with you. Is there a solution to get people to bring their children back to the public education system?
Okay, I wish I put more thought into my answer, but thinking about it, I always go back to, see a need, fill a need, and you don't have to wait on your government to do something that, you want to be done. You don't. So like you were saying about how we could change how we teach or even build something else to teach outside, have a community, something where, we, teach the youth something that maybe they're not being taught in school curriculum that we want them to learn. Build it then. Like, stuff like that. If there's something that you feel like you need, build it. But in order to get students back into the public school system, man, there was a lot of times when I was in school that I did feel jealous of my friends that were in private school because I felt like they learned more, they had way more opportunities, AS classes, AP classes, IGCSE classes. Their counselors actually helped them step by step to get into university, while I'm over here trying to figure it out and how to apply by myself and how to apply for scholarships. They had someone there holding them every step of the way, getting, meetings with them all the time. I remember my last year and it was just like, dang, I wish I was in private school right now because you guys seem to be having someone hold your hand throughout the whole process versus in public school you're really trying to figure it out. So there are those times, but I think in some cases though, when I went to university and I saw some private school people in the same university as me, I was like, so what was the point? Like, like,
We are
so those came to mind too. I was just like, we both ended up in the same space, so what was the point? So
I legit used to say that to some of the guys that went soldiers at my school. I'm like, so your parents spent all of that for us to end up not just in the same school, studying the same thing? Okay. Cool.
But it's it's that connection that you get from that institution though, right? You apply for jobs later on in Bermuda, like, oh, you in Soltis too?
Yeah.
And then, oh, you at War Academy as well? They're in those high IB places, in
Right.
those bigger places most of the time. So, you know, I think it has to do a lot about their pride in the institution too and showing it. And I don't know. I don't right now. I feel like I don't see enough of it. I feel like I personally, as a Cedar Bridge alum, maybe I don't show enough of it. But I'm proud to be from Cedar Bridge. I was very happy with my teachers. Education systems definitely changed, and things are switching up. I don't know how the current students feel they're under a different leadership than I was under. Like, it's not the same. Like we can say, in every year it's not the same. And sometimes even your group makes that big change. Even for parents noticing what you might be picking up from other students as well, it makes a big change too, just generational. So that's really all I have to say on. I don't really know how to get us back, but
I think I'm just thinking, yes, Cedar Bridge, I think on this show we're half and half. Half of the folks went public, half of them went some private, done some private. I think Teo, Phil, and Sancha done some private. Yourself, myself, Larry, and Sherry done public mostly. So yeah, it's a split. It's interesting.
yeah. And look, all here.
Look at it. Anyway, what's up for the Daily Hour news break?
Good morning, everyone. This is the Daily Hour Newsbreak brought to you by the awesome people at People's Pharmacy. Starting out our newsbreak this morning with some sad news because 3 people were injured in a 2-vehicle collision. This happened around 3:10 p.m. on Tuesday, the 5th of September, and it was reported that 2-vehicle collision occurred on Vermont Road in Smiths Parish. Early information indicates that 2 cars were involved, each traveling in opposite directions at the time, and it is understood by the police that 3 people, 1 adult and 2 children, have been transported to the King Edward Moore Hospital for medical assessments. The extent of their injuries is currently unknown.
Very sad to hear. Hopefully everyone recovers well.
Mm-hmm. Agree. Up next in the news, BEDC is actually putting on an event. It's called Financials 101. And a little bit of information about it is that Financials 101, this course is aimed at helping small and medium-sized business owners get better at handling their finances. The course will run from September 14th to November 2nd and will be held every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. at the BEDC main office. Some additional things that you should know that it kind of helps with is supposed to cover important topics such as basic financial planning, how to read financial statements, and how to set up the right prices for your product. It's designed for people who already have a business but need help with managing their money, understanding accounting, and using QuickBooks accounting software. The total price of this is $395 as well. And if you want to register, just go on bedc.bm if that's something that you feel you need.
I should do that. Seriously, I always say, folks, if you're starting a business, like a legit business, they tell you in Silicon Valley, when you see founders, they always do one thing. They get someone who's into finance or accounting. There's a reason for that.
Yep. So yeah, if anyone's interested, bedc.bm. Okay, next story coming up. This one's for the Barclay. So Barclay is having their alumni and friends reception to celebrate the 126th anniversary of the opening of the Barclay Institute. Here's a flyer right here for anyone who wishes to screenshot it and just get that event on their phone or mobile device. During the event, we will honor, they say, the memory of former principal Michelle Simmons, the first female principal who served from 1993 to 2014. They also honor Mr. Sinclair White, the immediate former chairman of the Berkeley Educational Society, who passed in March of 2023, as well as the other alumni and community leaders they have lost. The Berkeley History Room will be open, which holds the portraits of all former principals, including Mrs. Simmons and Dr. Phyllis Curtis Tweed, both of which were commissioned by local artist and Berkeley alum Otto Trott.
I wonder if non-Berkeleyites are invited.
It didn't say it was just for Berkeley, so I mean, I would be very curious to go look into the Berkeley History Room. I love that they have that.
I mean, we'd invite them to Cedar Bridge. I mean, they go to Cedar Bridge for weddings and stuff, and to watch plays up at the theater. So why can't we go?
There are weddings at Cedar Bridge?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
You see one trap. Anyway, yeah.
Coming up next, you may have seen this video. I think it's kind of cute. We're going to show it on the show. But the hosts of Today with Hoda and Jenna are heading to Bermuda. This video comes from Burn News. Basically, they also mentioned that people who are in the States can enter for a chance to win a trip for two to join them for a Sunday vacation here in Bermuda. And the whole thing was sponsored by the Lauren Hotels. So let's just watch this fun little clip.
If we pack our bags and take the show on the road.
Let's go.
All right, it's time for another edition of
Hoda and Jenna's Trippin'. All right, where's Donna?
Hi,
Donna.
Are you ready to spin the wheel?
So we're going to find out where we're headed?
Yeah, let's find out. Okay.
Let's see. This is exciting, Donna.
It's very exciting.
Where are we going? Oh, I hope it lands on green.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are going to
Bermuda! That's right. Okay, we're going to throw a bash like no other. We are headed to the sunny island paradise of Bermuda and soaking up a little luxury at the Lauren Hotel at Pink Beach.
Whoa.
Jen and I were going to have a girls' getaway, and we're going to enjoy all of the cuisine, the shopping, the nightlife that Bermuda has to offer, including a performance by reggae sensation Mishka.
Okay, that's not all, y'all. We want to bring one of you with us.
Come on.
Okay, so thanks to our sponsor, the Lauren Hotels, we are kicking off a contest for one viewer and a guest to come along. You're going to enjoy a 5-day, 4-night stay at the resort in Bermuda that features ocean views and signature pink sandy beaches.
Guys, it includes breakfast.
What?
Every day, dinner, round trip airfare. You'll come see the show live on Thursday, September the 21st.
All right, so tell us why you are the best person to join us in Bermuda Bash. Send us a fun, creative video, 60 seconds or less, that showcases why you deserve to enjoy this sunny paradise.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. Okay. Couple things.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I wrote down on my notes here. Nightlife. I'm just asking, what do they consider nightlife? That's my first question. Second, who's reggae artist Misha? Is that like the guy running for the PLP? Misha? I'm being serious. Who's that? Is it, who is that?
I don't know, but I can check.
Anyone in the audience know anything about nightlife and performance by reggae artist Misha? Like,
Mishka, musician.
I never heard of this.
He's age 48. His origins from Nova Scotia, Canada, but his genre is reggae. Singer-songwriter.
Okay,
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any top records that we may know. But
it
it does say that, Alexander Mishka Frith is a reggae musician from Bermuda.
Frith.
This is according to Wikipedia.
The last name is Frith?
Frith.
Oh, okay. All right. So I guess the original live wires wasn't available. Okay. Nothing else. Great thing. Maybe actually I should be eligible. I mean, they took me off the register for Bermuda. I am a U.S. citizen. I could actually. I'm submitting a video.
Go right ahead.
Submit a video.
Go for it. I'd be interested to know if you win. But just a little background of the show Today with Hoda and Jenna. Apparently in 2022, they actually had 1.63 million top viewers for this show. So, I mean, it definitely covers a wide range. They have mainly people between the ages of 18 to 49, women who's like their top audiences. So, something there to know for the statistics of what we plan to be looking for and getting when it comes to the tourism industry, like in Bermuda. All right. So closing up my news with some sports right now, the Bermuda national men's football team have their first game on September 8th. So that's coming up really quickly if you want to go and join the team as they head into their very first matches with their new head coach in Bermuda. So this your team lineup there. Those are the guys who have been selected. It says like here from the press release that the BFA announces the official selection of the senior men's national team that will be facing off against French Guiana in an upcoming international match on Friday, September 8th. The highly anticipated match is the first for our Gombe Warriors with newly appointed head coach Michael Finley at the helm. And you go get your tickets at G-Pass as well to go to the games that are upcoming on Island. The first one being this Friday, September 8th at 5 p.m. at the Dame Flora Duffy Southfield Stadium.
It's great to see so many new names. Remy Coddington and Jalen Commission, who I believe is at UConn. Najee Tucker, who I believe is over at Burnley. So it's nice to see so many new names in there and a great mix because they still have some of the older players like Simmons and Levrock in there. So good stuff.
Yeah. And there you have it for your news break today. Our weather today is looking sunny periods. A few showers are developing in some areas, and we have a high of 83 degrees today.
All right. Before we get to the days of the year, just want to say Traveling Trotty says it's all a welcome for the Barclay event, and as well as Charles, they say all of welcome. And as far as nightlife, Traveling Trotty says we have some nightlife in Bermuda. Cafe Lido has live music on Thursdays and Fridays. And then Anthony Peets actually says, too bad they'll miss Harbor Nights, but it's a great way to see Bermuda. And then someone for the reggae artist, Misha, says he's really good. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We want good. You want to put it on your best show. So hopefully it's a great event for the Today Show. Again, when we get in these spaces, we have to show right off. So Bermuda, let's do our thing. I'm gonna be. When do I have to submit my video by, Maya, to be eligible?
Oh, I can find that right now.
I want to be eligible. I'm going to submit my video. They can't deny me. They can't deny me. I mean, again, folks, they took me off the register to vote in Bermuda, so I'm not Bermudian anymore. I guess I don't have a passport. So I should be eligible. Right? I should be eligible. Okay. So
yeah, 100% you should be eligible. Definitely go for it. I don't see a deadline on this application form that I'm looking at right now, but I guess since the application form is still up, go right ahead.
What should I say in my video to, like, so I can get the trip? Should I be like, this is why I'm deserving of this trip? It's because
boo. That's an awful way to start it. I'd skip it.
Oh, okay. So what should I say?
You got to be creative.
Well, Bermuda Tourism ain't done nothing good since I worked for them, so you might as well bring me back to help them again. So anyway, let's leave it at that.
Sure, start with that. I'm sure that'll work.
Days of the year. You know what today is, folks? Not only is it Nana Pam's birthday, it's Read a Book Day. Read a book. Yeah. So history of Read a Book Day, first celebration of Read a Book Day was around the end of the first decade of the 2000s, and almost certainly the idea of a librarian, probably one who was encouraging the youngsters to read. So how do we celebrate Read a Book Day? Well, pick up a damn book and read it. It's that easy. Audience, what is your favorite book? Maya, what's your favorite book?
I'm cheesy for a really good romance. So but also talks about like political and socioeconomic wealth and disparities between women and men. But Jane Eyre, I really love Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte.
Okay. I forget what it's called. It's you know what? It's a book I've been reading for like 7 months now. I just keep going back to the beginning because it's so good. But it's by Dr. Boyce Watkins. The 10 commandments, 10 Black commandments that people need to live by. And commandment number 1 is basically don't be a burden to your family. Be an asset to your family. This is a book I would love to purchase for so many people. It's 10 commandments of like building Black wealth. And number 1, don't be a burden to your family.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'll get through the other 9 commandments before the year is out. I've got 3 months. But folks, let us know your favorite book. We've got Charles H. Jeffers, By Sunday. Hopefully your friends are not making this up. That's not a book. He's talking about my thing. Kathy Rogers says Pillars of the Earth. Okay. Karen Simmons has faith in me that my video will be the best. Oh, I get Charles now. He's saying hopefully BTA don't make the decision. Okay, got you. Look, Maya, got to run because we have a guest who's been waiting long enough, and we're going to bring her in for a very important conversation. I love what she's doing, folks. Tune in because this is when we spoke about building community earlier. This is exactly what she's doing through what she does. So make sure you get your questions ready, you engage, and let's support what Empress Renee is out there doing. All right, Maya, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
All right, Maya Palacio there, folks. Stick with us. Take a short break. Come back with Empress Renee.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's next.
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah. Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dendy Town Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Please make sure you subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to improve our community. Without further ado, let's bring in our guest for the day. We've got a very special guest, actually. I enjoy her already. Empress Renee is stopping by, and she's going to talk about Rise Tribe and how they're helping fellow entrepreneurs in Bermuda. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome. Calm down. All right. They got a little excited. Greetings. How are you?
Greetings. I am wonderful.
We love to hear that you're wonderful. We love to hear it. Thank you for engaging with us while you were backstage. Sorry it took so long. Some conversations just take over. But just explain a bit more now that you're live. And folks, if you're just tuning in, we were talking about education, private, public. Just explain to the audience, if you don't mind, why what you said so important about humanity and because through your work, you're actually, doing what you spoke of earlier.
Yeah. So what I commented and mentioned on was foundation. Foundation is everything, every time, to every being. Unless we create, understand, and have a relationship with foundation, what do we expect to hold? What do we expect to stand? What do we expect to grow out of what? So just creating that, just knowing that foundation is important, then putting your energies towards creating a solid foundation that will stand the test of time, then that's where you can expect to see profit, growth.
Indeed. And for those who don't know, tell us a bit about yourself and your background.
Okay, so my name is Renee. Background is all heart. It's all heart. I mean, I guess there are a lot of different channels that I can talk about. I spent a lot of time overseas in my lifetime. At a certain point, it was like more time overseas, and then it became half, and now I'm getting older. So, those numbers are shifting, but I spent a lot of time overseas, meaning in the States, through college and just through living out there. But my background has always been heart. In 2008, I had returned to Bermuda after being away for almost 8 years. And I came back and I was like, where am I? It still looks nice. It's still beautiful. It still caught my heart in that way, but it didn't feel the same. The people didn't feel the same. I felt like I came back to a rat race, dog eat dog. Everybody was just ego tripping. Yeah, everybody was ego tripping. And there wasn't support. And I went through a particular situation in 2010, something like that, that had to do with employment, really. But it caused a particular concentrated reflection on myself. And in that reflection of myself, I was like, wow, I saw me over time having a consistency to my character. And therein comes back foundation. I found that I had a consistency to my character, and I was confident in that consistency that I was on the right path, doing the right thing as a being, as a person, you know. And I just wanted to keep doing that. And through other episodes and situations in life, Rise was born. So
and I love it. I love that transition right into what is Rise Tribe. Tell us a bit about it and where the idea came from.
Yeah, Rise is, in 2 words, Rise is a divine download. It was gifted to me, and whenever something is gifted to you, you always have a choice. I'm going to accept this or I'm not. And I accepted the divine gift of Rise. And Rise stands for resiliently inspired, strengthened, and encouraged. There's meaning in the name, there's purpose in the name, there's motivation in the name. And it basically started, the most condensed way I can say this is to allow vulnerable voices, allow vulnerable voices to release their pains and traumas by way of creating a safe being space, a space to be, a safe being space, a portal, a conduit to freedom, basically turning pain into power. That's what I would say.
I love that. I love that. And what I really enjoyed when I was reading about you is how you actually help other entrepreneurs. Speak to us about how you empower them and you help provide opportunities for fellow entrepreneurs.
Okay, something that Maya said earlier actually was a word, build. And you said it as well, actually, in the education piece. But that foundation, you build things, right? And it starts with the foundation. And what I find that I do is that if I need something, I look for it. If I can't find it, I build it. Because if I need it, somebody else probably needs it too. So that is literally what's happening right now. Rise Tribe Bermuda, it is a movement, but we also have a front-facing gift shop, which is Rise Motivational Gift Shop. And the like I said, if I don't find it, I build it. In the way of employment, I needed something, and so I sat with myself basically, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going to come of this? And that's when I got my divine download of Rise as a movement. And then, one thing led to another. And I bought myself, actually, in the way of, trying to better myself, my health and everything, actually. I bought myself this water bottle. And when I got it, I got it to drink water more often and to be healthy and, stuff like that. So I got this water bottle. And when I got it and when I held it in my hands, I was like, this is so beautiful. And I just felt like, everybody look at my bottle, look at my bottle. And then again, Devon Download came to me and was like, everybody doesn't need to look at your bottle, they can have their own. And so from there, Rise Motivational Gift Shop was born so that everybody could get their hands on something beautiful like this. And then as I'm doing the gift shop, I'm meeting the greatest profit in the gift shop that I've found so far is the conversations, the interaction. So many people have so much to express. And I'm meeting so many people, and I'm getting goosebumps now. The conversation is so rich, it's so beautiful. And it made me realize that creating a space for other entrepreneurs and vendors to share their passion of what they do. Because when I'm there as Raj, yes, of course, I want to make sales, but the interaction and that how that goes is so rich. And I do know that that comes from the passion that is within me. Like it's a deep passion. Like I said, it was a divine download. So I am committed to this journey that I am on and this path in sharing, this and the motivation that comes with it. They're not just pretty pictures. It's motivational on this. So yeah, at my core, I believe in the importance of foundation and to motivate others. And one way to do it is help them have a space to do the same thing I'm doing, to share the passion.
What kind of vendors do you usually work with, and like if someone wants to get involved, like how do they go about doing that?
In the past, before we actually had a space, because I mostly started out street vending and I'm still consider myself a vendor. So what I have done in the past was I created intentionally themed motivation and healing markets. So in those markets, I particularly was seeking people that dealt with anything in the way, whether it's product or service, in the way of motivation and healing. In the sizzling opportunity that I have posted on Instagram right now, at Rise Tribe BDA, the post that's pinned talks about the sizzling opportunity. So what I'm trying to create is a permanent indoor mini market located in St. George. So I'm trying to create that by inviting other vendors to come. It's pretty much open. It's not as particularly themed as the other markets of motivation and healing. So it's more open. However, I can't deny how I flow. And I like to flow in those organic, natural vibe spaces. So yes, I am attracted to people that come and say I have this type of offering. But it is more open. But there are two categories that I'm kind of not working with, and that would be clothing and food. I do not want the space to be mistook for a clothing store, because there's a lot of people out there selling clothes. And bless your heart, I wish you all success and power. But yeah, clothing and food I'm not doing. But others, please come have the conversation with me, because we have plenty of space, can hold about 5 or 6 additional vendors. And I find that by creating that community, more people walk through and show interest in what's going on here. Let me see. So yeah.
Okay. We're I don't think we've asked, but audience, if you have any questions or comments, please send them through. Where are you actually located?
So this is a brand spanking new situation here as far as location. So actually, literally right now, until the end of this week, which will be September 8th, we have a kiosk in Washington Mall. So we've brought Rise Tribe to the people, so to speak, and it's in a central location. So if you want to have conversations with me or come take a sneak peek or buy something, then you could come to the upper level of the Washington Mall this week until September 8th. And then thereafter, we're going to go back to our nestled spot in St. George, which is my happy place. I love me some St. George, but we are right on the square in St. George, literally right next to the town hall. And that's the space where the sizzling opportunity is. And we're trying to invite other vendors to come in and share their passion.
Indeed, indeed. St. George is one of my favorite places as well. How would you go about encouraging people to support your movement? Like if you had to say, you say all the right things, your energy is great. So to our live audience right now, what would you do to encourage them to support the movement?
Well, know thyself. I guess that's first and foremost. What are your intentions? What do you want? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for community? Because Rise Tribe is all about, let's just say our intention is to create community on a soul level. Like see each other, see humanity, you see the person, you see the soul. So what are you doing and why? And actually, mind you, one thing that I think all of us hear a lot is, I want to find my purpose. I want to find my purpose. Again, Devon Download gave this to me, and I'm going to share it with everybody. And it may come as a surprise to some, and don't shoot the messenger, but we all have the exact same purpose. Our purpose, and it may sound corny, I'm worried about that. Our purpose is to love. Our purpose is to love. We were created by love, to love, and to be loved. Love is the essence of who we are. So first, come to that understanding. Like, spend some time with that. Know that for yourself. Know thyself. Know love, know your essence. And then what differs, our purpose is the same, unified, worldwide. But what differs is our manifestation of that purpose. So you might manifest yours by doing the daily hour. I manifest mine by doing Rise Tribe and Rise Motivational Gift Shop. How do you manifest your love? So that's how I would encourage people to support Rise, is first and foremost, know yourself, know love, and then figure out how everything else can tie into love.
Indeed, indeed. Ebony Susan says, "Hey Renee, love this idea." Yes, we
Hi, Ebony.
So real quickly, you have a National Day of Encouragement on my birthday, September 12th. Talk to us. What you got going on that day?
Yes. So because we do Rise Motivational Gift Shop, I saw on the calendar that September 12th is National Day of Encouragement. And I was like, all types of sirens and was going off. I was like, opportunity to motivate. So I had no clue what I was going to do because the budget is tight. So I wanted to do something. I was like, shucks, I got this space. I'm trying to invite vendors to come into space. Let's do something with this space. But again, tight budget, humble beginnings, humble hustle, if you will. So I was at the kiosk, actually, in the mall, and this couple walked across me, and I had made contact with this couple and their endeavor some time ago. And in the moment where I'm just like thinking, what am I going to do with September 12th? How can I make it something happen? This couple walked across me, and I was like, ooh, that's that couple. I literally kind of chased them down, like got out of my seat and ran to catch up with them. And while I was having a conversation with them about, remember, this is who I am, this is what we do. And I would say that couple was Dignity House, by the way. Kim and Nicholas of Dignity House. Again, like, listen to that name. Don't you get goosebumps? I do. But anyway, so I was talking to them, and as I was talking to them, another major divine download just came to me. And I was like, okay, we're going to make September 12th, like, make a loud noise about it, make it epic, and you don't have to have money to do it. My way that I decided in my humble hustle is to encourage everyone island-wide, schools, businesses, organizations, in your household, whomever, all your ways to contact people throughout that particular day. I would like to encourage everyone to do an affirmation exchange. Like, you can make an event out of it, or just be intentional that you affirm the people that you talk to in that day, and kind of in the reciprocation, they will also affirm you, because when you affirm somebody, they ain't gonna look at you like, oh, screw face, right? And I have a smile. A smile is affirming as well, but do a little extra if you can, like, put some intention into that. So again, on the Instagram page for Rise, at Rise Tribe BDA, there is a post that talks, there's a little cheerleader, a little boost for National Day of Encouragement, particularly the affirmation exchange, inviting people to put in the comments to inspire other people what they might do for it. And then take some videos and pictures and post them to all your social media, share them with at Rise Tribe BDA so we can acknowledge you as well. And just to put it out there, what I decided we can do is just get a little fishbowl and put some starter affirmation cards in there, and like things with positive something on it, something to affirm someone. You could go deep if you need to. People in deep places, don't be afraid to go deep, So affirm them. Somebody picks one, and then there will be blank cards on the side, and then they write one, put it in the bowl. So that's the exchange. Somebody else comes, maybe picks the one you wrote. So that's how I'm going to do it.
I love it. Nicole Walker says, love this for you, Renee. Looking forward to visiting you in St. George's. Rosalind Famous says, what's an example of affirming someone?
First and foremost, seeing them and listening to them. That's an example of affirming someone and loving them. That's affirmation. Affirmation goes beyond words. It's in your action. It's in how you respond to humanity. How would you want to be responded to? So an example of affirming someone, first and foremost, is seeing them. And once you see them, you know what to say.
Indeed. Cromwell Jenkins asking, are you finding that more and more children are looking to become entrepreneurs? Like, do you have a lot of young people coming?
Not necessarily. I have put myself in places where young children are, I guess I could say. And so then I try to, of course, encourage them in whatever they're to manifest, their purpose. But I do see, so not directly personally, but by way of media, what Burn News puts out there, a lot of things that BEDC is doing, all of these different channels that are local, that allow people to express, show, and grow. I do see a lot of children in that, particularly I think in the BEDC programs. I've seen a lot of younger people in that, and it's a beautiful thing.
Indeed. And how can people reach out to you and get in touch? I know we have you at Rise Tribe BDA on Instagram. How else can they reach out to you if they want to get in touch?
Yeah, Instagram is probably the best way. Then I'm old school, so then there's email, Instagram, and email, or come by the shop. Come by Rise Tribe Bermuda's Motivational Gift Shop in St. George. And email is shop@risetribebda.com, and Instagram is @risetribebda.
It's been awesome. It's been awesome. Thank you for your patience today. Thank you for the conversation. Please keep in touch. Let us know how we can support in our space. Whenever you've got something going on, just let us know.
May I raise my hand? One thing that you said the word support, and the gentleman mentioned children. Can I just put one plug out there as well? So one of the things, so like I said, Rise is a movement and a motivational gift shop. So as a movement, literally, that means we will have different efforts, different causes that we are creating and or supporting. So the main thing that we are, cause that we are creating right now is a grassroots initiative, and we are looking for people to be a part of this, people of heart to be a part of this, because it deals with the children. So this effort is called Me Matters, and Me stands for mental and emotional well-being, and this is catered to the primary age children. Talking about affirming someone, a lot of children are not seen. They are there, but they are not seen. It's like, don't cry, be quiet, sit over there, blah blah blah, all of that, but they're not seen. Their feelings aren't seen. They're not allowed to express themselves, even with what they say. Some people are like, I'm the adult, you're the child, you're over there. And I'm like, humanity, equality. So this movement of Rise is to validate the children. It's basically to help with the development of their psychological and emotional needs. And so we want to do that by dealing directly with the children, not creating workshops for parents to filter to the children. We want to deal directly with the children, hear from them, and work with them in a fun way. And it's called Me Matters. So but if we ever see us seeking donations and stuff like that, even on our website, Maya, you can shop online at risetribebda.com. And the $10 delivery fee actually goes towards this initiative of Me Matters. So there's purpose.
Good stuff. Doing the work of the community. We love to see it. Renee, thank you so much. Folks, appreciate it. Give us a thumbs up, love, a like. And like I said, keep in touch. If you got some stuff coming up that we should know, please let us know. We'll make sure we get it out there to our audience. Thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, Empress Renee, go support it down in St. George's again. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like if you appreciated that conversation this morning. We're going to take our final break, come back, and someone's going to win a prize from the Daily Play. And then we'll let you go about your day. Stick with us.
If you haven't been to ER Fisheries in a while, it's time to hop in the car, drive east, and come check out what we have to offer. ER Fisheries and Foods is a Bermuda-based food company that sells a variety of food products to local customers. We are of course known for high-quality food items, including specialty meats and seafood, but we offer so much more. We have evolved from a small community-driven ordering window to a modern freezer front with easily accessible products. Our newly revamped store offers customers a top-tier shopping experience, and we also offer delivery. Regardless of your preferences or diet, we have something for everyone, including chicken, many varieties of seafood, pork, lamb, beef, plant-based items, fruit and veggies, bread, dairy, and grocery items. So come check us out for your specialty grocery needs. ER Fisheries is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at 134 Marginal Wharf, Southside St. David's.
All right. Thanks again to Empress Renee for that conversation. Again, if you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. All right. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a daily basis. Folks, it is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience, here we go. First person to get the answer correctly on my screen will win a prize. Here we go. It's music. Oh, I don't know if you got this one. How does Jay-Z reintroduce himself? You didn't get that one today. How does Jay-Z reintroduce himself? My name is Hove. H to the O-V. See, y'all, you all acting like Sherry. Sherry comes one day and rubs all off on you, but I'll let you slide. Anyway, folks, we've got to run, but before we go, here's the Fishery and Foods Daily Inspiration. Quote, I think that the good and the great are only separated by the willingness to sacrifice. And that comes from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. All right. Folks, got to wrap it up, but we will have Misha Fabler from the PLP tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe to our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we will be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamal Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. I'm out. Peace.